What's good, bully? What's good, boxing world? This is Zeb, your host on the ropes today. My special guest, Floyd, Kid Austin, Schofield. What's good, big dog?
So, how you doing?
Man, we're gonna take it all the way back for the people. You're originally from Austin, Texas,
Mm-mm. I'm originally from Atlanta, Georgia.
Atlanta, Georgia.
There.
How did you get the nickname Kid Austin?
Oh, hold up. Let's rewind. He's originally from Jersey City.
Oh,
That's where
that's
he
where I
was
was born.
born at.
That's where I was born.
But he started his amateur career in Atlanta, Georgia. So he went through his adolescence there. And then we moved to Austin, Texas, because he wanted to start his professional career somewhere where he could be embraced. And Austin haven't had a champion in 13 years. So we did our research. So we came out here and people just loved him. And they made up the name. The people made up the name Kid Austin. Because we were trying to figure what name we was going to name him. We had him The Truth. Then we found out Earl got it. Then we had him Venom and all this. And the people out here said, yo, Kid Austin. And so
Oh wow!
and this is our home. This is where he wanted to grow and raise his family. So he's Kid Austin.
Now I want to take it back for the people on how you originally got started with the sport of boxing because during that time was that during the time when you were battling being homeless during that time?
Pretty much, right?
Oh, you asked me
No,
again.
I'm asking you because, of course, I don't
Oh,
remember.
yeah. When we was homeless, he was young. When he started competing at 8 years old, we got a little bit of stability under us, but it still was a struggle. And so that's where he started at in Georgia.
You know, in times, like when life hits you, you go through the trials and tribulations of life. How hard was it during that time when you were going through that process of being homeless?
But
Yeah, because I
he was
don't
a
remember.
baby.
I
Now
was
for
just
him,
thinking it was good.
I made him believe like everything was normal. So he didn't feel out of place. Even if I had to have a certain girlfriend so he could have a balanced home. But for me it was rough. It was rough as hell. But you just make it through because I was raised by a mom who was into prayer. So she always told me that there's a higher being. All you gotta do is pray it, believe it, and then manifest that. And so it was tough, but we made it.
Just thinking back over that process, you really don't hear the stories of single dads. You hear about the single moms. Talk about that for yourself being raised by your dad.
Um, it wasn't no different because not really having a mom in my life. It felt normal because it was like he was the mom and the dad, so I wasn't really too concerned about the mom and me being a daddy's boy anyway. I didn't care. But once I found I got
Right.
shut.
One second. Um, and also he experienced that. So you asking him how someone will feel that he never experienced. All he have experiences me and dad, you know. So in his reality, that's normal to him. He never had, a balance like that.
Yeah, I was wondering about that. That's why I wanted to ask him about that to get his thoughts about that.
Yeah, I mean, I got a stepmom now. She's amazing. She's like my real mom. She treats me like her real son. So that's perfect.
Yeah.
Now, when did you develop the love for the sport? I realize that you've been around it since what, 5 to 8, but when did you really develop the love for the sport?
When I came out the womb, probably. No,
See,
What would you say to that, Dad?
because that's all he knew. Like when he was 2 years old, that's when I got custody of him because his mother put him up for adoption. He was in a playpen. So he grew up, what he seen was boxing, hitting, punching bags. And so his reality, all it is boxing. He been homeschooled since he was little. He would just study boxing most of the day, then do his schoolwork, then right back to boxing. So all he know is boxing. He's programmed just to be the greatest boxer of all time. And that's his goal in life. So any other reality he don't know. Like what me and you might know, he don't know those things. All he know is boxing and me and dad.
Yeah, I was going to ask you that, man. Outside of the sport of boxing right now, are there any other hobbies or interests that you have outside of the sport of boxing, or that's just it?
I
Eat,
mean,
sleep, and sleep boxing.
pretty much. But if I'm not, doing the boxing, late at night, I like watching movies, but that's about it.
So
That,
you're not a gamer like a lot of the boxers.
I actually gave my PlayStation up. I sold it. So
Yeah, so he could focus. He decided to give up his PlayStation 5 finally. Oh, I was waiting for that. But
Hey, Pops, did you feel he spent too much time on it or something?
all the
not
time, even if I spend like 30 minutes, Floyd, you on that game a little too long. I'm like, the game just started. So he always feel that way.
because he's in a sport that's not really a sport. You know, boxing, a lot of young guys think it's a sport. You fighting for your life in it. Anybody, any one punch could kill a person in that ring. So I try to keep his mind focused on what he's doing. He could play games after he retired, you know, with his kids and have fun. That's what he's doing it for. His kids and his grandkids and further on. So right now, it's really no time for games. Not
You
about
know, hey, Pops, I got to ask you this question because being in a situation that you have someone like your son who has the potential to be a world champion, I can imagine during the amateur times how rough it could be to take them on the road to shows and stuff. Being a single dad, how did you go deal with that during that process? You know, having a job and then still having to focus on your son.
First I had to be humble. That's the first thing, because you gotta ask a lot of people for money. You gotta ask for $10 here, $5, because each about $5,000. And to have a son go through 200 or more amateur fights, that's a lot of money you're investing. And it just took a lot of humility. But it taught me to you get to meet great people out there. Like people popped up and just sponsor Floyd for a lot of these events. So as long as you put your out there, the universe, God is gonna put somebody there to assist you to that next level. So that's what we just kept doing, and here we go now on our way to a world title.
Pops, I wanted to ask you about this the father son bonds that you see in the sport of boxing. Is that like that in any other sport, in your opinion?
Not really, but boxing, a guy gonna dad, or he gonna need a coach like his dad. Because a woman can't teach a man how to be a man, and that's no insult on any woman. Great mothers out there, but it takes a man how to be a warrior to go through this process. Because boys don't really like cry. They'll cry in front of their mothers, but in a boxing ring, it's only a certain thing a man can have with another man about what's happening in that ring to them. You know, because men are programmed to seem like the tough guys. So sometimes in boxing, a man fold. And when he got to come to that corner, he need that man in there to get him back into that. So mothers would want to embrace and carry their baby out there. It wouldn't help.
Now, 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 Floyd, I gotta ask you, man. Just going back to your amateur days, what were some of your toughest competitions, and would you like to see them in the pros?
Nobody really. Just and the amateurs. It was kind of like practice. So when you lose a fight, you most likely losing because you chose to lose that fight. It's not because the other person was better than you or anything else. It's just like your mom was playing tricks on you. So you could lose fights just because you wasn't in it. So to be honest, in the amateurs, I didn't have no hard fights at all. But the people I lost to, oh, I would love to see him now, though. Oh, I would love to.
Let me add that also, because I got to talk my shit. But now I ain't got to talk no crap. In the amateurs, Floyd was his biggest opponent. Like Floyd never had a black eye, never had a bloody nose, nothing like that. His whole amateur career. The thing is, Floyd Miles playing tricks on him. He was doubting himself. Like I was waiting for Floyd to realize how much power he. Now the difference from the amateurs and the pros, he know how much power he got. He know it's a fight in there. He's in there cracking. Those guys, if you look at the record, some of the guys, and call out their names, they don't have knockouts. These guys hit real soft. They still hitting like amateurs. He's hitting like it's a fight in there. And so they wouldn't even compete. So I wouldn't even want to jinx those kids like that. We want the world champions. But if one of them coming our way, they just gotta be prepared.
But not saying that there wasn't no great, good amateurs I fought. I probably only got three of them that was pretty good. But besides that, mm-mm.
I wanted to ask you about that. What is your thoughts on USA boxing right now with all the different rule changes and stuff? Where do you see the state of boxing as far as amateurs in the U.S. right now?
Now, hold up. We have to be politically correct here.
See, I was.
Hold up, because we all brothers with a little bit of melanin. We're not even gonna play like this up here because we say the wrong thing, you never know who. And it could throw stumbling blocks. So USA Boxing, they help us a lot. That's where he got his experience getting in front of a crowd. He had to go through that experience. And although sometimes it don't seem fair in there, that experience and life is the best thing. Because as a professional, sometimes it's not fair in there. And I can't talk about that side of that business without offending them, but it's not fair. The only way that you is you stop them. You got to stop everybody. This for the young fighters. They got to stop everybody. They go in there, but they got to go through that experience in the amateurs.
I guess one of the major changes I was wondering get your thoughts on was the removal of the headgear. How do they expect that the amateurs to fight like back to back in a couple of days when when you have professionals after a fight you go get cleared by the doctor and you have to take off for a certain amount of time. But
Yeah,
you're asking amateurs with no headgear to get in there might have 5 fights in 5 days.
I didn't know that. I didn't know they was changing that. And like, is there an age rule or is it all ages?
Now I was watching this documentary one time
Oh,
that when they were talking about that with the removal of the headgear.
But then
that's
it come down to self-worth. But because for us that wouldn't be a good reality. We're not gonna create a reality where we taking punishment for anybody for free. I mean, that's just silly. But for some, they might feel that's the only choice they have, and we can't point the finger at them. I mean, they might have a mom on drugs, dad on drugs, and this is the only outlet they could do it through. So we can't crap on that if that's the role they want to take. But we're not taking off our headgear in no amateur event to
yeah,
fight for free, where we're not accomplishing nothing but a ranking. Every punch takes something out in life.
yeah.
Every single punch.
You just practically a pro with a tank top on.
So
And
you
I'm
know, you know, with that being said, do you see? Yeah, it's hard to really talk about that, like you said, because to be politically correct about the
But
situation.
do that. They have to do that because overseas, these boys are fighting like go ahead, kid. They got a pro league, for the transition. USA boxing kids, they never experienced that part of it. So when that headgear come off and they get cracked, they never went through it. So I think for them, that's good. They gotta go through it if they're gonna compete with these boys over in Europe and stuff. That's conditioned for that. Or either they got to revamp the system where they have a semi-pro league too, where these guys can make money and go through that aspect of the experience. So it's just the system need to be upgraded because it's so old that now times change, social media changed. Pardon me, real fast. Social media
you
changed.
can just leave this now.
Okay. Um, so they just need to revamp their system, I think, because people don't need the Olympics no more.
Yeah, it's
So
crazy, right? Speaking of the rule changes, because I wanted to get an interview with Keyshawn talking about this, because potentially I believe he has the opportunity now to be a part of the Olympic team. So that's big news if they're allowing starting to allow professional boxers from the U.S. to be a part of the Olympic team like they do overseas.
yeah, but then they'll come down to worth. Like, what's your self value? Because a boxer, you your own boss. Everybody work for you, but everybody in your pocket. They'll come down to self worth. If that's the path they want to take, we can't. I'm not going to talk about it, but that's not the path we're going to take, and that's why we stayed independent and we doing it on our own because we're not selling ourselves short. We know our worth, so it's really up to them. But we wouldn't.
That was actually my next question. I was going to ask, what makes you stay independent right now and not be part of one of the promotional companies right now? And have you got any offers from the major promotional companies?
Man, we got offers and we still to right now because it's just come down to self-worth. I mean, you going in there risking your life. And so you need to get paid with your worth or do it on your media. I mean, build your following, take it direct to consumer. You can sell a pay-per-view for $5 to your own consumers. You got 100,000 followers. You made $500,000. Go to anywhere. So if we are going to do that with somebody, it just needs to be fair. Fair is fair. The thing is, a lot of guys get pimped. A lot of boxers get pimped, crapping on promoter. But it's like self-worth. What are you worth? Because that's what you're going to create. That's what you're going to manifest. And I believe he's going to make whoever he signed with hundreds of millions of dollars. So why are we not going to eat with y'all? That's the whole thing.
That's a great point right now, because you look at a situation like with the app Thriller, who's come now into the sport of boxing. They bought the Versus, and they're bringing that type of. I know a lot of professional boxers probably don't like that in a way when you got the YouTubers and stuff doing that, but in a way it brings a spotlight to the sport of boxing, which will kind of put the pressure on fighters to make the best fights. So you won't have situations where fans are running to see not a sideshow per se, but these type of events.
Yeah, but just the boxing community need to know the game changed because of social media, because of phones. So the system need to change, even with the promoters, but they got the same promotional ways, and it's a whole new ball game. Like but they'll catch on, and I can find a promotion company that we could sit with, and they could understand the business with us, and we could eat with them. Then we'll join forces. But right now, they just build up, because if you don't build yourself up, you can't go in and say, yo, give me $1 million to sign. If you ain't $1 million dude, you got to be filling up seats. You got to have your streaming service popping. You got to have everything in place. So when you sit there, because it's still business. So any young fighter, don't just go walk into somebody's store about, yo, coach told me self-worth. No, you got to also build your brand. So when you come in there, respect you.
That's a great point right there, what you're saying about building your brand, because in today's time, you can't just be just a great fighter. Now you got to be an entertainer, talk to the fans on social media. It's a lot more work involved than just being a boxer per se. So like you said, when you got the numbers and you sit in front of the promotional companies, you be like, hey, we got this following, we got this. Now you see our worth.
Yeah, you got to be able to show stats, and it's good with like the social media, Instagram. They give you the stats. So if you're doing your job, when you go sit in the office, you can show them how you're gonna help them make money also. And when you're talking about them making money, now you're talking their language. You're not coming in with a handout. When you can show them, well, I generated $200,000 last year with my stream and this and my commercials and my sponsorships, endorsement deals. When you can show them that you're making money, now they'll sit there and they'll talk money with you. They'll look at you. Your color won't matter, and where you was raised up won't matter. If you could tell them how they're getting a return on their investment and they're getting over 10%, they now you got their attention. And if you don't got theirs, you got the angel investors' attention.
I gotta ask you, Floyd, man, how important is it to have your dad in your corner, man, to I guess keep the vultures away, because it could be a dirty sport, man, and a lot of what's crazy, because I did an interview with somebody the other day. They were talking about that, how they had the kids since they was little, raised them up through the amateurs, and then when he was about to turn pro, somebody scooped in and picked him up. So
Yeah,
it's crazy.
that's not how we work. He raised me and took care of me and all this other stuff. So somebody to think they could just swoop in just because they all sweet talking me in my ear, that don't work. That's not how loyalty works, and that's what we run on. So
Has
no.
that ever happened to you?
Yeah, people came before telling me, "Oh, why you always around your dad? Oh, you be around him 24/7. You sheltered." I'd be like, "Yep, you're right. Okay, bye." But yeah, without my dad, it's like I need water to survive. That's basically how my dad is. Like with my career and my life. Like if I didn't have my dad, I wouldn't be in the position I'm in now. Shoot, I don't know where I would be.
Speaking on that, man, what's one of the biggest life lessons that you learned from your dad, man?
So many.
All right, there's so so many lectures. Like it's a life lesson every day. I could say one that stands out is like family is all you got, and like the only family he had growing up really was my dad. So it's just been us two. So I can never switch sides on him. So practically just loyalty. Really, loyalty matters with everything.
Now, Pops, this question is for you. Raising a young black male in today's society and the different things that you've seen on TV, with the George Floyd situation and confrontations of that matter. What type of talks do you have with your son? So, when he's out there on his own and you're not around him to prepare him for what's out there in the world.
Now, and I got to answer this politically correct too, because number one, we melanated, and I could either dumb the answer down, or I could talk right, and then that get the power structure upset. So we're gonna go right in that middle part. The fact of your mind that you are God and you could create whatever you want. You was created in the image of a God. All you gotta do is meditate on that and then work hard towards that goal, and you have it. Even the Bible tell you, whatever you ask, you shall receive. And we run on those principles. That's what I teach him, because you don't have to bow to nobody. You create whatever reality you want. I mean, whether it's a racist reality or not. The thing is, a lot of people don't understand. They never seen a black person in their life. Look at something black. They never seen a white person in their life. So I teach my son the color don't matter. Judge a person by their actions, not their words, because their actions going to show you exactly who they are, no matter who they are. So that's what I be teaching them. Things like,
Man, that's 100% correct right there. I gotta ask you, Floyd, man, what's life after boxing for you? Have you thought about where you see once you hang up the gloves? Is that too far ahead for you?
Chef. I'm
Really?
because
yes.
he's greedy.
That's not the
He
reason.
want to cook.
Yes, I just like making different food. I like food, like even if I don't eat it, because I told him my
Even
plan
if you
is.
don't eat it, when you don't eat it.
He know what I'm talking about. Stop playing. But, I want to open like a shop in Paris. Like I've been saying that for the past year. Like that's a goal after boxing. Just something to keep me occupied. Cause
now, what's your dish? What's your go-to dish that you can fix?
Don't get him started.
I actually make a good fried rice with steak.
You don't even eat steak.
I know I don't, but I've made it for somebody
and they said it was good.
They loved it.
See,
and it is good.
The facts.
It is good. I one day or somebody else, I can make it for you and deliver. It'll be good. I guarantee you.
Well, he do love food, so that's his goal. During boxing, though, invest in real estate. People always gotta need a place to stay. Invest in real estate. Let your money make the money for you, and that open the freedoms to get restaurants and stuff.
Dad, that's a great point right there, because speaking with different boxers, I come to find out that's one of the biggest things a lot of professional boxers are into is buying real estate and even flipping houses.
Yeah.
Because you got to have some source of money still coming in, because it's different from any other profession. You're not clocking there and you get the check every week. You got to fight.
And one day this is gonna stop, and the bill's not gonna stop. And that lifestyle you done got used to, you gonna want to continue making. So you got to have properties bringing in money every rest of your life, your kids, some good properties and possibly apartments, because a lot of people buy a house, a single story house.
You're giving away our
secrets. I'm not gonna give away all the secrets. I'm just gonna tell one.
Okay.
And that's just one stream of income.
Yeah, duplexes. I heard the duplexes is the way to go.
Quadruplex, you could get for the same thing for a single family. You could get approved for a quadruplex for 4 streams of income, and that's
exactly
game, because you only got to stay in one of those apartments for a year. Then you could do it to the next one, and suddenly you look up, you got all these apartments, all these streams of income. Then you could get whatever you want on credit, because credit is the real money. That's the real money. Once you learn that game, it's amazing.
Yeah, I think like you said with us, when it comes to our melon that we have to get in the mindset of teaching a different way. Because like you said, instead of that single family home, if you get that duplex, stay in that for a year, you got money coming in, then you can go get that house that you want.
Yeah. Or you keep doing it till you have 20 streams of income. Then you get the house you always wanted, because now any bank gonna take you serious. You know, you got 20 apartments out there generating money every month.
Now, Pops, I got to ask you, how did you learn? I think you said you learned from your dad when it came to the sport of boxing.
Yeah, but my dad wasn't really into boxing. He go outside and beat people up.
Yeah, the street fighting.
Right, just go outside because I guess and it's not good. So I'm not glamorizing this, and I won't want no parent doing this to their child. But he was like the neighborhood bully. He was the gangster in the neighborhood. So he would make me go out and beat up other little kids, 3, 4, 5. So I grew up, all I knew was fighting with my hands, beating people up. So then once he left, my mother put me in the boxing gym. I had that energy stored up of always fighting in school because he programmed me just to fight. And so once he put me in boxing school, then I learned that way. But my dad was a professional boxer. So that's all he knew.
Now, I gotta ask you, Floyd. One of the things that I heard you talk about is getting to that 10th fight to get to that world title. Do you believe still that you can get to that world title within 10 fights, not being signed to a promotional company?
Yeah, because my dad always taught me, you could put your mind to whatever you want. Like you could achieve possible. So for all the people that's like, oh, that might not be able to happen, like.
And let me tell y'all, we got a deal on the table right now with a promotion. So on the 9th fight for a world title. I ain't gonna tell what organization, but they're already planning it. But it's the power of the mind. You speak it, you work hard, manifest. So they're negotiating right now. We're on 2 contracts. And so,
wow, that's huge right there, man.
Yeah, and plus I know how I train, and I know that every day that I'm gonna get a title, so
and win it. We ain't just getting it, we winning it.
So I'm ready. I'm ready.
And we still looking for the Devin Haney fight. That's not no crap on them. If they say Devin is the future, this is the young boy. He's saying that he's the greatest of all time. So one day they're gonna bump because he's still growing. He need to be going up to 135 right now.
Wait.
But they're gonna run head on, and it's gonna be a mega fight.
Now I gotta ask though, since you brought it up, man, what happened with that situation, man? Because I think y'all were doing a radio show, y'all were bigging them up, and then all of a sudden it went left.
Yeah, Bill lost his mind. I don't know what happened with Bill.
I went to sleep, so I wasn't even a part of it. I went to sleep and woke up to him and Bill arguing.
Yeah,
Bill known to call in into the YouTube shows and somebody talking about that.
Bill is extra with it. He is real extra with it. And I didn't speak to Bill. The funny thing is me and Bill have the same friends. That's the weirdest part about it. So I stopped the little beef because of one of our friends was caught in the middle. Like we literally got one of our friends stay in his house, one of our advisors, live with him. So
wow.
Like you could call us on the phone if you had an issue with us. And I think, and this is my opinion, but I never spoke to him. One time me and Bill Haney had a talk about Floyd being Devin Haney's promotions, like on that thing. Bill never sent no paperwork. He never followed up. Certainly when we get with Rick Ross, is my advisor, not Floyd advisor, my advisor, certainly we get this kind of hate. And then that's one of the comments he said in there is, I moved Devin up the ranks. You think Freeway could do that? So that showed me there was a little seed there. And that's what made him come up some stuff, saying that stop Floyd. They know they never stop Floyd. Devin don't have enough power to stop Floyd. And they know that. They know that when they meet that Floyd will hurt Devin bad. And they know that. He hurt him when they were sparring. And so it is what it is, but we don't understand why he came and started tearing our brand down. And it didn't work. It boosted it up. So all praise be to God. No weapon formed against you shall prosper. Understand that, young men. Do your thing, work on righteousness, everything lays out.
Now, have y'all been back in the ring since?
Yeah, we just had a fight Friday. We fight June 19th. We fight July. We fight August on Telemundo again. We fight every month.
No. Have you been back in the ring with Devin since that?
Oh, no.
Oh, no. We offered them an 6-round exhibition fight, no headgear, like a regular fight, giving Devin $1 million. They didn't take the offer. And they said we was talking to Trill already. We had Rick Ross already done cleared. Yo, we gonna get that $1 million to y'all. So we had it. We did our part. They didn't show up. So we gonna grind to the world. Say, okay, this the next kid in line, and we gonna show the world what's really happening.
You know, I since you talked about it, Dad, what's that relationship like with Rick Ross? You know, picking his brain.
Rick Ross, that's my advisor because Rick Ross is the only person I know was making that many millions a day. Okay, and I know what he's gonna generate because people haven't even seen him fight yet. He just barely warmed up. So I know once that money comes running in, you know, it's good to have somebody in your ear who was really touching it. Other people could speculate on it, but it's another thing for somebody who really touched it, how they was moving, how they was hiding it, where they was doing certain things. Because you can't leave 100 million in the bank. You know, you could buy real estate, but after a while, you got to move in certain ways. And I
Yeah,
like
you want the money to work for you.
exactly. And he's a good advisor.
Man, I was going, yeah, that's crazy, man. Because I did stuff with Rick, man, and his brain, man, is always working, man. I said, man, I would love to just pick his brain one day, man, just be a part of that, man.
Man, he's a moving his brain just thinks of millions, like ideas. How we gonna make this million into 100 million? And that's just how he operated. Think he bounced off the walls. Keeping up with him is just a task within itself, because he always moving on to the next project, and he's put all these seeds that's growing. Like
How
his
did y'all even connect? How did y'all connect?
We was down in Mexico, and I was just stepping on a scale weighing in, and then Juan, his assistant, just like spoke to my dad and was asking him questions, and he was telling him that he works for Freeway Rick Ross and that he's gonna give him a call. So, but before, when my dad was like, "Oh yeah, Rick Ross want to sign you,"
we thought it was a rapper.
yeah, I was like, "Okay, that's what's up, really." So then we get on the phone with him at
This
night,
ain't no Rick Ross.
and I hear a voice like, "Nah, Rick Ross don't got this light voice. This can't be him." So I'm thinking that it's another assistant on the phone. And he's like, "Nah, Freeway Rick." And I'm like, I don't know.
Like,
But my dad knew who
he
it
didn't
was.
know who it was.
Oh, he didn't know. He just know the rapper Rick Ross.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm like, Freeway Rick. Nah, we not gonna do it. And then my dad was like, "You don't know who Freeway Ross is?" I'm like, then he showed me like videos and documentaries of him. I'm like, okay, we could try it out. And then ever since then, it's been amazing. He's like, it's like having a grandfather. You know, he checks up on me every morning, and he's always asking me to read some books. It's hilarious. Yeah, he's cool.
Yeah, his story is amazing, man. How he didn't even know how to read all through high school, man, and just think all what he done without being able to know how to read at the time, man. That was crazy.
He know how to read.
Yeah.
Now he know, but he's doing good. He
Yeah, I have his book, man. If people, man, they got to get that book. His first book that he did, I really enjoyed that book, man.
in the car. We got it in the car. I wish I had it on this table so I could plug him in.
Yeah, man. But yeah, I truly enjoyed that book, man. Just the stories he had in there and the people he met. That was crazy.
Now we got the audio book.
Rick is a good dude. And a lot of people dwell on his past, that part of it, but they got to see the new Rick. The new Rick that's helping the communities, helping the young. He's a good dude, like a grandfather figure. And he's good. He just want his team to make money. Like he just love people making money with him. He don't even want money off the people. That's the crazy part about it. He just want to help them become millionaires. And that's what I like about Rick so much. And the irony is part of my affirmations is I'm a billionaire. I'm one of the greatest boxing coaches of all time. My son is the greatest boxer of all time. That's one of my affirmations I've been saying for years. Now, once I met Rick, then suddenly I started doing the research online, and he have an interview with, I think, Vlad or somebody. Mm-hmm. And on this interview, he said, I'm going to find the greatest boxer, one that's going to beat Mayweather, and I'm going to help him make more money than Mayweather ever made. And he
said that on my interview. So
the irony is how the universe, God, gonna have y'all meet because y'all on that same path. So that's why once we ran into each other, it's like, okay, we got the same goal. And it's no beat down to Mayweather, but Mayweather, if he's the greatest of all time right now, he made the most money. He left without his brain intact. Why not set a goal to surpass that person? because he's like should be like everybody model to make $1 billion about it and come out with your noodles right up here. Yeah, so we chasing Mayweather gold not as an insult on him, but as to big him up and to try.
Now, have you had a chance to fight in front of Floyd?
No, Floyd called him on his first pro
No,
debut.
pro debut. I was getting my hands right.
He FaceTimed him.
Oh wow, what was that like?
It made me feel good.
So basically, he's still looking at you, is what you're saying.
I think so.
And
So if the money right,
our advisor Tommy Smalls, I gotta plug him in. He's one of our friends. You know, our friends is our advisors because we get, you know, advice from everybody. It's a team effort trying to help Floyd or get Floyd where he got to go. Tommy Smalls is the one who called Mayweather on the FaceTime to plug them in. We got to plug Tommy in. He's the one with Devin, live with Devin or stay around Devin. He plugged a lot of people in on the low. So we got to give shouts to him, Tommy Smalls. But that's how all that came about.
now I got to ask you about this other one too, man, because I just recently saw about it, man. What's up with you and my dude Rasheed Jefferson?
A wrestler? Now let me.
Hold on, you said the what?
Yo, his dad. Yo, you seen his dad get up there trying to threaten me?
Yo, see,
I actually didn't see it. I didn't see it. I don't
got no problems with them.
Now let me.
They cool people, especially the dad. You know, I remember the first time I wanted to take a photo with the dad. I recognized him, but you know, it's still a little some tension there because
it ain't no damn tension.
Nah,
Y'all know I can't beat up the dad. Come on, y'all. Now I'm talking about to my friends. They're like, you see the dad called you out. I said, how am I gonna beat up the dad? You know, but now on a serious note, the kid, they had a rough fight in the amateurs. To me, the fight was garbage.
Well, we were so we was gonna do
they was young.
To get that title.
They would look like the other kid was wrestling. I got the body slam on tape. But anyway, we always try to big them up because they grinded like we did. So, like, sometimes when I throw shots at them online, it's to help bring them in a loop so people's eyes could be on them. It ain't like I have anything against them. I actually respect them. Out of most of the boxers, I respect them a lot. So that's when I'm teasing his son and all that. That's to get eyes on his son. So people say, who's Rasheed Jefferson? Because he worked his ass off. We know they worked their ass off. And the dad was always there pushing through. And I'm proud. So it's no beef between us.
Yeah, just friendly competition.
Right, but Rasheed don't want Floyd in the ring. And I'm just saying that on stats. I love the brother, but it just, he don't.
You know he want that fight now. He said he'd rather have it now than later.
And I think that's more on ego.
We in the same weight. He gonna see me soon.
No, I think that's more ego than anything. Because if you look at stats, Rasheed only got. He don't have enough power to keep Floyd off of him. I mean, it is what it is. You bring a 22 and somebody got a shotgun. Come on now. It ain't going to be able to make it. And he in shape to go the whole 12. So it's like when he's asking for this, do he really know what he's asking for? Because it's not the amateur.
I was going to say this ain't the amateur.
This is totally different. Like he might die in that ring. And we respect him that much. I wouldn't want them in there because Floyd is programmed to kill that person. Go in there and try to take their head off. And if they survive it, they survive it. We big up after. But while you're in that ring, they trying to kill you. So I won't want to wish that. That's my view on it. But if they do it, they want to work their butt off and they want to get there where they meet, and the chips gonna fall where they will. But I respect y'all.
Now, talk about the relationship that you have with AB.
Oh, AB, he is hilarious. It's just when I go to Miami, then we see each other. Not really like we text each other on a daily basis.
Some messages.
Yeah, he sent me some messages trying to be funny. But he's like having a big brother. Him and Robert Easter. They have.
Yeah, Robert Easton hit him up more than AB, but they like extended family. They good. They loyal dudes, loyal to each other and everything else. So I like loyal people. If you loyal, we could rock.
Would you say AB is misunderstood for people that might not really know him?
Who the question for, Floyd or me?
I think so because
Floyd.
I don't know, for people to make him think like he's an arrogant dickhead, but like in person, when you actually get to be around him, you know, he's actually caring. Where like he would probably give away everything he had if he wanted to, and he always takes care of the people, you know, around him, and he's always pushing the young fighters. So yeah, I say so.
Yeah, you're 100% correct on that because I was talking to a coach with Team Cartel out there in Ohio, and and his kids love AB, man. And like you said, it's totally different from what the public see of AB and the things he do compared to what you don't see on camera. Totally different.
Yeah.
But that was smart marketing. AB had to become that. If he didn't market himself like that and become that flashy, arrogant person, he wouldn't have blew up and made those millions as fast as he did. So it was all part of business. And that's one thing he taught the Floyd about, business.
Because at the end of the day, it's the entertainment business. Because look at Floyd, went from pretty boy to money.
That's
When
right.
he did, and next thing you know, the money rolling in.
Right. He manifested that. He became Money Mayweather, then he really became Money Mayweather. So it's something. So the youngest, set y'all dreams, push hard. Y'all can get whatever y'all want in life.
Now, Flo, I got to ask you, man, how's the boxing scene with your fights down in Atlanta? Because a lot of fights have been taking place down in Atlanta because, when things opening back up, it was only a couple of states that really had stuff going on, like Texas, Florida, Atlanta, Georgia. So what is it like with the fan base in Atlanta?
Oh, it was nice. I ain't going. Um, Next time on June 19th, when I go down, it's probably going to be a bigger and better crowd.
That crowd was lined around the block. They couldn't fit no more people in the building.
People had to go
outside and leave, or either wait until some people left because it was that packed. But all the ones you named, that's all of the areas Floyd was competing at. Florida, Georgia, we live in Texas, Atlanta. So all those areas he have a fan base in. So it's gonna be good turnarounds anyway.
Now, how many fights do you want to have before the year is out? Because from what you're saying, you like to stay pretty active once a month.
Yeah. Possibly.
You gotta count how many more months you got.
Shoot, I don't feel like doing no math right now. Just however
many. At least 5 more.
And that would put you at that 10 spot, what you were talking about.
Yeah. We're gonna end this year with a title. But if it's up to them, we're gonna end it with 2 titles. And then next year they want to go for a bigger title, a world title opportunity. I'm trying to tell him to slow down.
Nah, I ain't listening to that. I'm telling everybody, I'm gonna have the most undisputed titles of any fighter in history. I'm gonna be undisputed champion about like 3 to 4 times.
All right now, because you got to deal with the powers that be and the politics of the sport now.
It just come down to money. Once people understand that business is business, you go into these offices and it don't matter what color the man is or what his religious belief is. If you could show him that y'all gonna make $300-400 million together, he's not gonna push you out of that office. He's gonna hear you out and he's gonna say, all right, how can we make it together? The same way Floyd and Mandy, the money just was too big to not work together between the networks. So it's all about the money. Once you understand that, then the rest is easy.
All right, Floyd, I'm gonna have you put your analyst hat on. Be a boxing analyst for a minute. All right, this weekend you got the WBC lightweight champion Devin Haney going against Linares. Who wins that fight and how?
Hold up, wait. Let's answer this. Let's ask that question correct. You got the WBC champion going in with the number 10 ranked guy. Who do you think gonna win, the champion or the number 10 guy that's 35 years old? Let's ask that question correctly.
Well, personally, I got Devin by easily outboxing Linares. Not saying Linares, this gonna be as hard as challenge. If Linares catch him with something or discourage Devin or something like that, I'm gonna have to go with Linares. So I'll say it's a 50-50 fight. But
right, I say is for Bill. Bill did a great job. I mean, to have his guy fight number 10. I mean, because this is his major test. I mean, truthfully, nobody cannot deny that about Devin. Although I'm saying the champion and the number 10, I'm just pulling his legs, throwing jabs at him. But this is his toughest test. Linares slow with the feet, Devin fast with the feet. Devin got the jab, the archer style, so he could get more range on his jab to try to set Linares up with that straight and come to the liver. You already know the game plan of how he's going to try to box him. He's not going to stand there with Linares. But the thing is, if you look at Linares' body, Linares was working out by that liver. You see that muscle print all around there, so he's already prepared for that game plan. So I think he's going to try to press and swarm Haney. Now, Haney never been cracked, so we don't know what his brain going to do, because when Floyd cracked him, we seen how he react hitting low and trying to fight dirty because his mind breaks down. So can he do that in a fight hard with his mind break down? Because he can't go hitting low and do his dirty tactics. So that's the question. So from our standpoint, I just say Devin will win boxing, because Devin not going to engage with Linares. He going to run all night. That's why he went to snap, to get that oxygen up.
You know, because I wasn't sure, because I didn't see it or anything. But did he switch trainers, or is Bill still his trainer?
He got Ben Davison, the one who was Tyson Fury's trainer for the Wilder fight.
No, but Bill is still his main trainer. That guy just came in to who did he train before?
Mickey Bay.
Who
Mickey
did
Bay?
Tyson Fury.
All right, now what
and Josh Taylor.
All right, what are they known for? Let me ask you, what are the two fighters known for?
Josh Taylor became undisputed.
No, right, no, but what is their weapons? Why would you allow Ben in your camp? He got to teach you a weapon. So look at his last two fighters. If I was in Linares' camp, see what weapon that them two fighters had that was similar, then you know what he's teaching Devin. So it's all about chess moves in this game of battle. So that's what I would do. If they got Ben in there, why is Ben in there? What did he teach his fight? So that's all you got to do is follow the breadcrumbs. But Devin is an easy person to beat. And Floyd know how to beat him.
You know, what, like you said, when they brought Ben in, what do you think he's teaching Devin?
I don't know. I didn't do the study on Ben. That's why I was asking Floyd, like, what is his two fighters known for?
I'm going to have to look at that.
You know, because I know Mickey Bay, and Mickey Bay is a great coach. Then Devin got the Cuban coaches that got him sharp, and he got the black coach, the ex-champion. So he got all these good guys. Why would you need a Ben? So if Ben is there, Ben is teaching him something, I believe, or either Ben is there for the hype. Now, the thing is with Devin, he's easy to beat, but people got to understand it's with the feet that you beat Devin, not with the hands. Devin, you're going to catch Devin. Devin don't have the greatest defense in the world. He get hit. It's your feet have to be fast, and you got to know your angles and when to switch on Devin. And that's where Floyd got Devin at, because Devin's feet ain't fast enough. He got a wide, he's only ready to jump back and throw an uppercut or a hook. You know, so he's limited. But, you know, Devin is an easy beat. We can't wait to find him.
We can't give Linares all the secrets.
Linares already got fired. We ready for you. So any viewer watch, follow him on his Instagram, because that mega fight going to happen, and we're going to knock Devin out. Easy. It's going to be easy.
Now, what's you and Devin's relationship right now?
Oh, I don't got, like I always say, I don't got no problem with Devin. Just it's his dad lied on me, so I gotta prove something to his dad, since he wanted to cap on my name. But like I always said, Devin was in my top favorite fighters. Always will be. He's a great fighter.
Right.
But like my dad said, he's an easy fighter to beat, and he's not like invincible. So.
And it's no problem with Devin. Ali called out Liston. Liston was known to be like the killer, the Mike Tyson of that day. Why a young boy in this generation can't call out who's supposed to be the great one? It's just they seeing history repeat itself, but, you know, people might pick like that's hate, and he's trying to, no, it's the same thing. It's a young fighter that know he could beat him. So it is what it is.
It's a gladiator sport. It's a gladiator.
Why what we supposed to want to fight? The Mexican cab driver? Nah, we want to fight who we think could be our peer, because he get bored in the ring. That's why they stopped going to Mexico. And who have Devin fought? Not to shit on him, y'all. Devin, I love the career y'all had. But everybody that's online trolling us, this for y'all. This not personal against Devin. Name me one person besides getting go with Devin Ford. And everybody would sit just like that. Stop. But everybody put him on the pedestal. What's the difference? He got the same amateur like Devin. Why they not on the same? They peers. They got the same type of thing. They both national champions. They both done all this other stuff.
And yeah,
so why he can't challenge him?
I get so many like, oh, you clout chasing type comments. You know, I'll be laughing at them. But in the future, I want Devin, Teofimo, Ryan, Tank. I want everybody. So Devin is.
That's interesting what you're saying right now, right? Because like you said, you calling him out, right? That would be like him when he's calling out trying to get the big fights, correct?
Yeah.
And Devin is the easiest one to me, to us, because styles make fights. Devin is the easiest style for us because we trained to fight Olympians, the Colombians,
Cuban.
Cubans, and he got the style of the Cubans. But we trained to beat up the Cubans because they the ones winning all the gold medals. So as he was going through his amateurs, he was programmed with this style so he could beat this style. So Devin would be the easiest link for us, and then Ryan, and the rest of them. I think the challenge.
Teofimo.
Yeah, because he looked up to Terrafino. Terrafino and Shakur.
And Shakur.
Right, because
Can't
he
forget my
respects
boy.
them so much. It would be an unfair advantage.
Wow. Oh, speaking of that, right? Who's the top 130 in your opinion? Who's the top dog at 130?
Sure, you gonna know.
The hottest prospect right now. The only dude with 5 fights that turned around got this much exposure, this much publicity going about him, commercials, movies already. So it's like, he's the big deal. So he's the best one at 130. Chris Colbert don't have enough power. Shakur going to 135, so you can't even rank him in 130 anymore. He about to leave 130.
Really? You think he's leaving?
No, he said it. He made a statement. He's going to.
Wow. Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
Right. So at 130, it ain't no top one but him. Herman is too old. He's out in a year too. So who's gonna be there to try to stop him? Chris Colbert? Not with them pillow hands. All right, y'all don't get quiet now. That's all.
Sorry about that. That was Derek Curry from Mayweather Promotions hit me up. I gotta see what he's talking about.
Oh man. Yes.
But yeah, man. But I truly appreciate you coming on today, man. This definitely not gonna be the last. I enjoyed this, man. Y'all fun, man. I like this.
We enjoyed you.
Thank you,
man. I gotta come see you fight in person too, man.
Yeah.
I definitely gotta come see you fight in person.
Don't go get no popcorn. That's all I'm gonna say.
So your next one, you say your next one in Atlanta,
June 19th.
And we're gonna stream it. We're gonna send y'all a link because one thing I always preach is become your own station, become your own brand. Nobody could turn you off then. So we're gonna have it streaming, so you'll be able to see it.
I might try to swing down there, man, because I got family in Macon, Georgia, and Atlanta. So.
Well, let me know if you're gonna come so I can get you at a table.
Okay.
Need to know by the end of next week.
June 19th. I just gotta make sure my schedule's straight here in the funeral home. So if it's all good, I'll let you know.
Everybody tried to call and they blacked us out.
Everybody calling me too right now. But man, I truly appreciate it, man. Tell everybody where they can follow you at on all your streams.
My website, FloydSchofield.com. My Instagram is right there.
Kid Austin.
And my Facebook, Floyd Schofield III.
Oh, that's what's up, man. You looking at a future world champion right here, man. I can't wait.
All time. Speaking like it need to be. You look at the greatest of all time. Watch it while he's young. Don't wait till you're old and you missed all the highlights.
Man, I truly appreciate y'all giving me y'all time today.
No problem.
Thank you so much.
All right, take care.
You too.
Right.
All right, there you have it. Floyd Kid Austin Schofield, man. You're looking at a future world champion right there, man. We had a chance to chop it up about different things in the sport of boxing, life, everything, man. So continue to follow the brand On the Ropes. Please hit the subscribe button if you enjoyed the content. There you have it. I'm Zeb On the Ropes. We out.